G'day everyone, it's me, the Anti-Theocrat, back with another one. Before I go into the main content, it's a quick sales pitch. It's the only one you're getting, so enjoy it. Below these videos, I do attach all links to the information if there are links to be had. I also archive all of the information if that's possible. I also supply links to other platforms for my content and how to support me if you wish to do so. That'd be nice, but no requirement. That's it. That's my intro. That's my sales pitch. It's all I've got. It's all you're ever going to get. And now, on with the show. So yes, I took a bit more time to do things in real life. Not that you're not real life, you wonderful 6 people who will see this video and listen to it all. But, you know, I do have a life outside the internet, and I tell you, my bus is so close to going to the engineers for its inspection, it's ridiculous. But that's what I've been doing. I've been doing other things. And now it's time to do this. And this might be something I've touched on in the past, another video. I don't know. I can't remember. I've come to this and it's still sitting on my desktop, so I'm going to cover it. By some idiot calling themselves Samantha Blake. Dear men, these 8 statements are offensive, whether you mean it or not. Oh yeah, please stop telling me how I should feel. Well, you stop telling men what they need to know. You stop being patronising and sexist, because this is both patronising and sexist, and stop telling men what they should and shouldn't be doing. Alright? Because that's what you're doing. Not that there's a double standard going on here at all. Dear men, there it is, patronising and sexist, because we could say dear women for a lot of this stuff too, but, you know, let's move on. We all have our own individual challenges. Life can be tough for everyone, yes, but you want to dump your bullshit on us and get fucked. We've got enough crap going on. Unfortunately, for some reason, women still have specific challenge of warding off unwanted attention, judgment, and pointed remarks from people who expect us to bend ourselves to their humble opinions. Says the person who is showing men unwanted attention, being judgmental, she's going to make pointed remarks, and it's all according to her humble opinion. But again, we shouldn't point out the double standard. And before, see, I have this really serious peeve with feminism and these women projecting themselves on everyone else. This is just pure projection, right? This is how you perceive the world. This is your understanding of the world. We're not seeing, the rest of us are not seeing it this way. This is your insane reading, because this is your insanity, and you're projecting it on the rest of us. And before you go, not all men, me, yes, I know. Fuck off. You're doing away with not all men right at the start. So this is not only sex. This enforces how sexist and patronising dear men is, because apparently this is all men. I really shouldn't have to say that. Well, none of us should have to say not all, but we fucking do in this day and age, and it's people like you who made that the way of it. All right, if I say women are, of course I don't mean women, all of you. Shit, I've got women in my life who are nothing like you. They're actually sane. But if I say women are insane, they know I don't mean them. Actually, that would just cause a raft of jokes to go backwards and forwards in our house. That's all that would do. But some of you get defensive right off the bat. Yeah, well, you started off with dear men. You were patronising and sexist. How can we not start off being defensive? You've already patronised us and been sexual about this. You've given it a sexist lean. You dumb bitch. Why did you start off that way if you didn't want us to be defensive? So for the record, I am, of course, aware that some of you do your best not to be sexist and patronising. Well, you didn't even fucking try, did you? Put it right up front. Okay, I don't try to be sexist and patronising unless it is deserved. And then I'm quite happy to use those tools. But you put it up front and then said, but not all men doesn't qualify. Right? And then you tried to say it does in some way, but no. You're addressing all men. You're being sexist and patronising towards us. And you didn't even fucking try to hide it. But if you fall in one of the categories below, take a step back and examine your behaviour. Fuck off. Whether you intend to be misogynistic or not, well, you intended to be misandric, so why not? These things women encounter extremely frequently. It's not fun, it's not helpful, and most of the time it ranges from insulting to downright threatening. Maybe it's just you. Maybe there's something wrong with you that people do these things to you. Think about that. You don't realise how often women have to defend themselves every day from people who believe we owe them something. Fuck off. You know, people say shit to men too all the time too. Fuck. I get my share of commentary. You know what you do? You shrug it off and you move the fuck on. Every person who approaches you in the street, every person who says something to you, does not need to be justified by you. Just fucking move on. Stop thinking you have to have the last fucking word. But here's the thing, we don't. Just because we exist as women doesn't mean we owe you anything. We're humans too. Just trying to live our lives without interference. Get fucked. Nobody's talking about owing. Right? This is you projecting what you believe this to be because you think men owe you something. Dear men, you owe me something. So please, whether you intend to be offensive or simply don't realise, I'm asking you to stop it. And I'm asking you to fuck right off because I don't give a flying fuck what you think you want. I happen to know that if people stopped doing this, you would notice it and complain about it. So anyway, to the man who tells me to smile. Oh, fuck off. You started out with that. You started out at number 1 with the man who tells me to smile. Oh, you've been so oppressed. You poor bitch. This tells me you believe I exist only to be visually appealing to you. No. You know, people say this to men too. They do, you know. You walk around looking like you're fucking moping all the time and people will say to you, cheer up, smile. It's not all bad. Seriously, bitch. This is your go-to. Your number 1 go-to is you think being told to smile is about you being visually appealing. No. Someone is merely telling you that life is not so fucking miserable and you don't have to walk around moping all the fucking time. I mean, I once told an air hostess that when she smiled, her face lit up. And it's nice to see her smiling. And I didn't mean anything by it except that it did. She had a radiant glow about her when she smiled. She'd walk up and down and you'd see her. She'd talk to someone she wasn't really having great communication with, and her face would fall away. And she'd be talking to me or one of the crew members or someone else, and she'd smile and bang. She was visually appealing because she glowed with the smile on her face. But this is not normally what people are telling you when they tell you to smile. They're just telling you not to be such a fucking mopey little dim-witted bitch. My face is my own. My expressions are mine to choose. And the fact that you get fucked. Just get fucked. Nobody's telling you to be attractive. Chances are you're a big fat fucking hog and nobody gives a fuck whether you're smiling or not as far as making you attractive because you are just not attractive. They just want you to look like you're not in a fucking stewy mood all the time. Look like you've got some fucking cheer in your life. You're bringing everyone down, bitch. If people are telling you this all the time, you are bringing them down. In that moment, there's very little chance I don't think you'd be prettier if I smiled. This is not what they're saying, okay? This is not what they're saying. this air hostess I was talking about, I didn't say to her, smile. I told her that when she smiled, her face lit up, and it was nice to see her smile. That's what I said, because that is what I meant. When you tell someone to smile, it is generally not about them looking prettier. This is you reading your own fucking perceptions into this. I bet you think that a man smiling looks better than a man who's angry or aggressive or in a slump. I bet you think he looks better. And so you've projected this on everyone else. To the man who calls me a prude or a bitch because I don't want to sleep with him. Look, I don't care. Maybe you are a prude or a bitch, and paying for my we'll make this point your way, right? Paying for my dinner is not a golden ticket into the bed with me. I never agreed to anything, and I always have the right to change your mind. Well, you also have the right to pay for your own fucking meal if you don't want to sleep with the guy. Do you understand that? If you don't want to give him the idea that he is going to be getting something, pay for your own fucking meal. Right? At the point where he's splashed out a fortune for you. A golden ticket, you say. This is a fucking big meal, isn't it? This is something special he's laid out. If it's offering a golden ticket, then maybe you are being a prude or a bitch. And probably more a bitch. But prude's just a sometimes convenient word for people to use. But you are being a bitch if you didn't bother to pay for your own meal. You expected him to get nothing for the deal. You're probably one of those women who dates 7 guys a week just to get dinner free every night of the week. I don't owe you an explanation. In fact, you demanding one is just proof that I was right in not feeling comfortable enough to sleep with you. Yeah, right. And if he didn't pay for your meal, you would say the same thing. Well, obviously I shouldn't sleep with you. You won't even pay for my meal. I'll tell you, I hope no man ever pays for a meal for you again. Fuck you. You don't sound like you deserve it. You calling me a prude when I refuse to go home with you is proof that you are a misogynist. No, it's not. Who believes sex is owed to you? No, it's not. No, the word prude doesn't mean that at all. I suggest you get yourself a dictionary. Right? Just get yourself a dictionary. It does not say anything. The definition will not say anything about being misogynist or believing that sex is owed. It's more about you being shy of things that are sexual. And if he's saying that to you, he's already fucking over you. He doesn't give a flying fuck whether you sleep with him or not, trust me. He's calling you a prudish bitch. He's beyond you, so don't worry about it. And he knows that you've just been sucking a free feed out of him. And personally, guys, stop paying for your women, right? Just don't. Just don't, right? A meme came across my desk the other day. Some woman, a post from Twitter or something. Some woman saying that if you don't get the ring, then you're not really engaged. Look, if you need the bling, then maybe you're not the real thing. That's my answer to that. I didn't give bling to either of my partners. We've been together, the 3 of us, for more than 30 years in total. And no bling. I bought wedding rings the first time I married with my first partner. I didn't with my second. But there's also a cultural aspect to not having to buy them for the second. As well as, not having the money. The rings have gotten so damn expensive. But if you need the fucking bling, then you are not the real thing. And that goes for if you need your meals paid for as well. If you can't toss in a couple of bucks into the kitty to pay for the meal, then you're not the real thing. It's called equality. Grow the fuck up. To the man who tells me I'm too much. Too much of what? Too much of a person? No, you sound like you're an overboard bitch. Right? The guy before, he had you pinned when he called you a bitch. When you feel the urge to say that I look I take a look in the mirror and understand the reason you're telling me I'm too much is probably because you are so yeah. No. The reason you're not having success in dating, the reason you're fucking upset about this shit is because there's something wrong with you. And these guys are telling you there is something wrong with you, and that it would probably be good if you sat back and worked out what the fuck it was. I'm not going into this one because I don't know in which way you're too much. Too much makeup, too much cosmetic surgery, too much fucking talking bullshit, your star signs and your fucking woo and whatever. There are so many different ways in you which you could be too much. Just look, woman, you're broken. If you have a real problem with men telling you are too much, that you need to make it number 3 in this list. If it is that high a priority for you, there is something wrong with you. You have a personality issue. Fucking hell, sort it out. To the man who comments on my clothes. What, you think men don't go through life having their clothes commented on? You really believe that? Wow, I see a lot of skin with that shirt. Maybe you got too much skin. Oh, God. Okay, looks like skirts are just getting shorter and shorter these days. Yeah, well, if you're showing your ass out the bottom end of it and you're going out to a fancy dinner in a restaurant, it might be worth noting. Would never let my daughter dress like that. Well, have you thought about not dressing in bondage gear when you go out? Not dressing like you're about to give it away and then make him pay for dinner and then tell him he's not getting any? Fucking hell. Oh, God. I like it when you wear that shirt. You should wear it often. It accentuates your curves. Oh, I've got one of those. I like one of my wife's shirts because if you look the right way, you can see in and you can put a finger in there and tickle a boob. Fucking hell, come on. These are just fucking... I guess there's no dress code for grocery store. So you can go grocery shopping in your fucking pajamas, do you? I don't know. Maybe you should wear things that are more feminine. You look like a lesbian. Oh, I'm sorry. Do people really say these things to you? Oh, God. Well, at least you know the people who are talking to you are fucking upfront and honest. I get comments on my clothing as well. Okay, I had to go to a funeral the other day, and the shirt I was wearing was one of my messages to the world. Being male is okay, is fine, and I had to get it off and put another shirt on appropriate for going to a funeral. No one wants to see me being political at funerals, right? So, yeah. There are times and places for all things, and maybe you've just got no fucking clue if people are telling you this range of things, because you don't seem to be able to work it out. Before you complain about it, all comments mean some I knew, some were literally strangers, all are offensive on multiple levels. No. They're not offensive, they're honest. That's what they are. If you're offended by people being honest with you, we can all fucking just lie to you all the time, tell you how wonderful you fucking look, how wonderful you are. And I tell you what, your life is just going to be fucking worse. You don't want to be patted on the back all the time. You don't want yes people around you. You want people who are going to say what they think. And before you complain about enjoying complimenting women, let me point out that these are very different than compliments. Yeah, I noticed that you didn't actually put any compliments up here. I'm betting there are times when women get things like, that looks nice on you, or I like that dress, that looks good, I like the print in that material. I bet that all of these things are said at some point or time or another. I like the cut of that dress. I tend to notice these things. I'm not gay, by the way, but I tend to notice aesthetics. I have an artistic eye, so I notice things that I do and don't like about clothing, and I will tell people when I like a cut and how a print has been fitted to a cut or something like that. But you didn't put any of that down, did you? You went specifically for the people who are being honest with you. And you don't like honesty. I'm skipping ahead because I don't give a flying fuck. Is this meant to be a photo of a woman going shopping in something that, there's no dress code for going shopping? Because this loose shirty thing over a blade tank top or something, I don't know. This isn't bad clothing options for going shopping. I'm betting if someone said that to you, you're in your fucking pajamas or your bathrobe. To the man who thinks I'm grateful for not thanking him for being a nice guy. Excuse me, sir, your ego is showing. Oh, fuck off. That's all this is you and your fucking ego. No woman owes you thank you for being decent. That should be the minimum. No, hang on. It still doesn't hurt to acknowledge somebody doing something for you. Right? If someone holds a door open for you, it doesn't hurt you to give them a nod of your head or something. I say thank you to automatic doors, for fuck's sake. Now, there's no personality in an automatic door. There's no human being operating that door. But the door did me a favour by opening for me. Okay, it's programmed to do that. Doesn't mean I can't thank the door. But what you're suggesting here is someone holds a door for you, or somebody reaches up to a high shelf to get something down for you, and you're not going to give them any sign of gratification for that. No sign of thanks. This just comes back to you being a bitch. It does. It comes back to you having personality problems. Being upset about me not stroking your ego. It's not about ego. It's about being polite. It's about being part of the society you exist in and acting like you are part of that society. You think this is about patting egos because, again, this is you projecting. When you want someone to say something nice to you, it's always about your ego. Probably because you never hold doors open for people or do nice things to people. And if you do, I would bet that every fucking time, because you're a woman, the person you're doing it for says thanks. But because you're a woman, you just have an expectation. So when people do nice things, when you do nice things for people, you are doing it specifically to have your fucking ego stroked. When you hold a door because there's someone behind you, you don't even think about that as being a nice thing to do because you don't think it's a nice thing when other people do it for you. You just take it for fucking granted. This is why I've said many a time I'm going to start slamming the door in women's faces because I never know which way I'm supposed to do it. I'll hold it open for the wrong woman and get abused. I will close it for the wrong woman and get abused. Well, I'm just going to equality for everyone. Everyone's getting the door slammed in their face, which is going to be really odd because I hold doors open for everyone. I have stood at doors and been used by 100 people passing through it because I'll just stand there and hold the door. Well, I've got nowhere else to be. Might as well hold this door. Fucking hell. Don't like this woman. I wouldn't date her. To the man who says he can't be sexist and justifies himself as being a good guy simply because he has a wife, sisters and daughter. No. Trust me. I have 2 partners. I have a mother. I don't have daughters. I got sons. But I can be sexist. Oh, I can be plenty sexist. And you know what? I can be sexist and it can be funny. And I can be sexist and we can have a joke about it. And I can be sexist and I can fucking mean it. I'm not sexist because I have a wife and a mother. I have 2 partners and a mother. I am simply a person doing the best I can with my life. I'm never going to fucking claim not to be sexist. If you got someone around you claiming to not be sexist because he's a nice guy, fucking ditch the soy boys, you dopey bitch. You can 100% still be sexist and misogynist while having a family. Yes, and I have no plan to stop that from happening. Actions speak louder than words, and words spoken to your sister, wife, daughter. Nah, get fucked. So if you're making sexist joke and cussing out other women for being loud and having opinions, no, get fucked. I can be sexist and know that not all women is indeed the truth. It's only you who thinks we need to say not all the time, enforcing it on the rest of us, having to do it yourself and then say, I shouldn't have to say this, but you fucking forced it on us. If you're being a bitch, I can call you a bitch without it meaning that my wife is a bitch. Right? It doesn't mean my mother's a bitch. It means you are a bitch. And doesn't change me from being a good guy. Because at the end of the day, I'm a good guy. I'm just not a great guy. Because who the fuck wants to be great? Too much expectation. 7, to the man who tells me it was just a joke. Yeah, and look, I get the idea you got no fucking sense of humour. Get over it. 8, to the man who defends other men without even acknowledging that there is a problem. Well, probably because there is no fucking problem. I'm not reading any more. I'm not reading any more of that shit. Why do I have to acknowledge there is something wrong with what another man says if I don't think there's something wrong with what he said? If you think there is something wrong with what he said, I'm meant to acknowledge it. You're a fucking idiot. You are a fucking idiot. I've just had this out with someone on a political forum because I wasn't willing to acknowledge one thing, it means I must be, this other thing. And no, just fuck off. Just fuck off. If I see someone calling you a bitch, and I think he's possibly right, and I don't go, you naughty boy, how dare you call her a bitch? No, it just means I think he might be right. Right? That's it. He might be right. I don't have any contrary evidence to suggest you're not an utter bitch. So, yeah, get over yourself. We don't all have to run to your fucking defence. We're not all soy boys out here. It is not my job to defend you. If you hear something you're upset about, feel free to say all you want about it. Like you did with this fucking article, which you addressed to dear men in the patronising, sexist fucking way you did. Thank you. I've had enough of this. I know I could have covered it better. She's just such an utter cow that I didn't want to do better. She didn't deserve better. And that's it. I've had enough. I'm going. I do not want to do this anymore. I've had enough of this. I'm out of here. I've been the anti-theocrat. May your gods remain fictional. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, have fun.